an example out of numerous. I do not understand these. It's like this. We're talking about, we are immigrants in all these Western countries, right? It's their documents, it's their papers, it's their citizenship that we benefit from. It's around the laws in their countries. We come, we adopt it, and then we use it amongst ourselves against ourselves. We turn we turn this paper thing, this documentation thing. And I know some people are watching this and then they're gonna be like, Franklin, slow down a little bit, bro. You know, there are cases of people who are kind-hearted, who have filed for people, and maybe, for example, a woman filed for a man, and then he got the papers, and then he dumped her. I'm aware of those stories, and then he goes and picks some side piece, and the woman that helped him becomes vindictive, grows horns, and goes out like a three-headed dragon, and decides to pay him back. You know what? I can understand, man. Or you met someone who led you on, and you thought they were single, and you fell in love. You thought, oh, I don't mind, as long as you're a good man, you're a man with vision. Doesn't matter if you are doing a cleaning job and emptying beans for a living at the moment. It's okay. I'll file for you to help you find your footings, and hopefully you can then progress to do the things you want to do, right? That's fine. And then after filing for the man, he gets his green card or his permanent residency, whichever country, and then you realize that the geezer had been lying to you. You find out that he actually has a wife back in Nigeria or Ghana, and he's got about 3 children. So all of that was basically was you being treated like a mug. He's taking advantage of you monetarily, emotionally, status-wise, to cater to his selfish interest, and you go out after that man like a three-headed dragon to destroy that. You know what? Yeah, I can't say no to that, because I can't say no to that. I can actually see that people do that. There is extensive. Maybe that's where a lot of people have. I can understand people that have actually directly been involved in such toxic treatment by maybe a man or a woman, and if they become, they put their guards up, and they become the closed minded for those reasons. I can understand that it's a form of trauma. But people who have not even been in those situations, you adopt this baggage of evilness, and then we start using it amongst ourselves. A brother sent me an email, said he was living his life normally in Nigeria. Normally, the guy was existing. He said he wasn't even thinking about traveling out. Then some uncle said, "Oh, dude, man, you're getting a little older. There's this lady from the UK." He said at first he was like, sorry, from the US, like, I'm not, so sure about distant relationships. Said, no, 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 she's all right. This. Get to meet her, you know. They introduced both parties, and he said he had a small scale poultry business back home, and he was also running a small catfish business. He said when he got to know her, oh, blah, 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 nice to meet you, da, 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 da. This is what I do for a living. I run a small poultry business. I run a catfish, business. And she's like, oh, wow, this is lovely. This is, one thing led to another. She could see that the brother was in his own path, was doing pretty well for himself, right? Watch this. The brother already bought a piece of land at the time, was working on a 3-bedroom bungalow, not too, maybe that far up from the ground level, doing well for himself, yeah? This lady lives in the States. She has businesses. She's all right. You know, one thing led to another. Brother slipped into a sugar walls, and then they started the relationship from there. And eventually, thank you, Gregory, man. I appreciate you, bro. So eventually, they, she went back to the States. They did the procedures. She filed for him, spousal visa, took him to the States. When the brother got to America, so basically, he had to get rid of the catfish business. Big mistake. Got rid of the catfish business, but of course, because he's no longer on ground, sold the poultry, sold the partly built bungalow, took all the money with him to the States. Now, did you hear what I said? The brother was doing well, because anybody that knows what I'm saying, you got a catfish business, you got a poultry. If it's a small scale, you work towards it, you can easily grow that business over time and be a multi-millionaire, right? But he sold all of those, took the money with him to the States. Of course, he's got a woman now, he's got the sugar walls to take care of. It's understandable, right? So as things went on, then when they got to the state, wife wanted him to, okay, fine, this is America, this is America, you got to find, a grind on the side. Thank you, Mr. Pirate Brain, my brother, love you, man. And this is what do you call it now, man? This is America. You got to have a grind. Bills are high. Blah 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 blah. And then the pressure starts to build. And then the brother said, "Okay, fine. Let me find something to do." But the bill of money that I brought, he handed the money. Watch this. He handed the money to his wife. But you can understand that money goes towards bills. This is forex. This is dollars. It goes quickly, right? All the money that he brought, they spent it, and then he was struggling to get into the job market. Now, bear in mind, not everybody is academic. Some people have limited education. Doesn't make him less of a man, doesn't mean he's stupid. All right? Some people, not everybody's got master's degree or degrees or PhDs and the Lord. Not everybody is an IT consultant. No. Some people are into business, buying and selling, and they thrive. They do. In fact, they end up having a lot more money than those who have been to all the classrooms in the world. So you can understand, and this is the West, the Western life, the Western environment. There's a template of existence, right? So and this is one of the mistakes, abroad, the idea of relocating has just shown up. Brother got rid of all his stuff. I wish he didn't. It's a lesson. All the money finished. He was struggling to get any proper job. You can understand why. There isn't any much of an academic background, right, to actually build upon. So what that means realistically is he will end up having to take any odd jobs, factory jobs, maybe driving, delivery, whatever, just to bring the Benjamins in. That's a fact. And then 2-3 years into taking care of the woman's sugar walls, the first child landed and all that stuff. There is monetary pressure on him now, and the wife started saying that is thank you, man, brains and beauty, thank you, I appreciate you. Started calling him inadequate, he's not doing well enough, blah, 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 this and this. And then the whole thing turned to, I brought you to America. This is America. You would do as you're told. Blah, 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 blah. I will kick you out. And it got to a point, the brother got displaced and he found himself, got arrested by the police about child support and all that. She destroyed his life. Again, this is one story out of numerous. You see, sometimes it might just be a case of, just a simple case of being reasonable, having respect, being caring, being compassionate towards your partner. What's the point of mounting undue pressure? You met a man in Africa who was doing well for himself, right? You shipped him to the States. You filed for him. Great. Then you started calling him inadequate. You weaponized it against him, got you pregnant, had a child. You kicked him out. Thank you, Doris. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you. I appreciate you. You used that against him to destroy his life. It's not the business of the American government. They'll go after him as long as he's got a live social security number. He exists within the American system. They will run after him to death. If he doesn't comply, they'll put him behind bars. Basically, the brother's life ended up in tatters, monetary pressure, and he was totally displaced. So he could have been chilling in Africa with an African queen that's sensible enough, with his nice poultry and catfish business and partly completed bungalow. He sold all of those for American Dream. In 3 years, he ended up on the curb. So my question is, why? What's the buzz? Why? Why do we keep doing this to ourselves? So, like, is there an Olympics for people giving people papers? Is there somebody giving awards that I don't know about? Why do we do this to ourselves? This is what I'm saying to people. You got your papers, I've got mine. If I'm going to be a jerk in a relationship, I'll be a jerk anyway. You dig? So, but I'm a jerk because you brought me to the UK. Oh, I'm this and this. I'm inadequate now because you this, or the woman is inadequate because, oh, you filed for her. And then you want to control a salary, a wages, because you brought her to. I want people to, I want you to join this conversation. Let me put the link up. I want you to join the conversation. What do you think? Let me post the link. Yeah, hold on. That's the link. It's okay, man. Let people dislike if they want to dislike. That's not a problem. It's a very common practice on YouTube. Don't worry about the dislike, man. Maybe somebody doesn't like what I'm saying. That's the link. Join the conversation, please. I want to hear from you guys. All right. Please smash the like button. Smash the like button. All right. Why do we do this? Why is the fact that you got citizenship or you got permanent residence, why is it so much of a big deal within the black community? Oi, they're here eventually. Hold on, let me bring my people up first.
Listen, before you start talking more about sugar walls and all of that, I want to excuse my little ones, huh?
All right. How you doing?
Happy Nigerian Independence Day.
Come here.
Hey, how you doing? You all right?
Yeah.
So, can you hear me? Right. So, introduce yourself, and people can see you. Introduce yourself.
Go ahead. Going to say who you are.
My name is Chadwin.
So this is my son Chadwin.
Right.
He's being bashful.
Introduce yourself. Let them know who you are as Chadwin's mom.
Yes, I'm Chadwin's mama.
Right.
Of these two little boys. No, you can't sit on my lap. Not right now.
Right. So, can you talk to them about Chadwin's book, please?
Oh yes, absolutely. Thank you so much for having us. Okay.
Yeah.
Stop. Okay, guys. Okay. I actually emceed a Nigerian Independence Day event last night. So that's why they got these green and white balloons here at my house. Chadwin, Chad, come. So this is Chadwin's book.
Right.
It's called I Am Powerful. It has over 35 powerful affirmations to help
Nice.
build the subconscious and the psyche of young boys. We know that our sons are, excuse me. We know that our children are constantly inundated with information that comes across in media. It comes across in the cartoons, for goodness sakes.
Right.
And I think what happens, especially those that are like Africans of the diaspora, we're Caribbean, we come from back home. We think like, okay, this is children programming. It's okay for our children, and that's not necessarily the case. So, I personally do talk about that kind of consciousness because it's really important. And what happened was how he'll tell you himself, but what happened is he was having like these kind of issues. Okay. So he, like behavioral stuff. It started affecting him. He was having bad dreams, and I just was having no part of it. Right. So the African woman in me came out, and I was just like, absolutely not. I cancel that. Okay. And I created some affirmations for my sons to use, even when they were not with me, even when they were with their papa, which we, co-parent quite amicably. Shout out to my ex-husband. I'm sure he's watching, Randy. But I created these affirmations for them because I just was like, there's only so much I could do from a distance, right? And I had actually started it when they were with me, and then they would spend time with him. And then I knew that, the older brothers, video games were getting kind of, getting in and all that other kind of stuff. So I became fervent about it. So I would remind them, make sure you're saying your affirmations, say them out loud for your younger brother to hear them. And then, summertime. So they're, they've been with mama since, before COVID, whatever. And, and I heard him like exchanging it with one of his gaming buddies. Right. So I was like, Papa, you need to do something with this. If you can make up your own affirmations. And he says, Mama, I'm gonna write a book. I was like, oh, okay. When they speak, I listen. My children, it's just a sensitivity that most moms have in recognizing things in their children. And I just facilitated it for him. And it's one of 2 books. He has a second one that's coming out. It's still in the editing phases. It's
nice.
Still in the phase.
Right. Nice. Let's see that book again. The other one, the first one.
Dad, I'm working for you. What is this?
Yeah, just put it up. Let people see the book. Nice. Yeah. I Am Powerful.
I Am
Great
Powerful.
Stuff. So tell them where they can buy the book from.
Yeah. So from Amazon. Come over here. Come. It comes in hardcover, paperback, and ebook. They can get the paperback and ebook directly on Amazon, or the hardcover. They can see it on Barnes and Noble. But they can just go on his website, which is chadwinwrites.com. Come over
on the screen.
Come over here and talk to
right, Chad. So how you doing, man? You all right?
Yes.
Great stuff. So tell me, you are the first young Black king on this show. It's nice to have you. So tell me and everyone watching about your book. Go.
Well, the reason I wrote my book is because my mom started me and my brother on affirmations because of my bad dreams. So we kept using the affirmations, and we used the affirmations to write my book.
Right. What was it like working on the book? What was it like?